everyone, Amy here. Today I'm going to talk about altering your brand dress. So I know that is controversial to some people, but it's your dress. You can do what you want with it. That's what I tell them. So there's a few reasons people decide to alter their clothes. First, it doesn't fit correctly, or they don't like it, or they want to change it because they're just used to having the same thing. There's the thing with Lolita about how the dresses are community property because they only make X amount of dresses, especially eccentric. They only make like 10s, and then if one gets altered or ruined in some way, then that's one dress that the community no longer has to share amongst itself, and that is just a load of phooey. It's phooey, I tell you. That is silly. You bought your dress, you can do whatever the heck you want with it. You can burn it if you really want. It doesn't matter. Unless you're trying to resell it, who cares? Who cares what you do with your dresses or in your dresses? It's your choice. Do what you want. There's also this kind of notion how it's a brand dress and how it's perfect and there's nothing you can do to alter it because it is, the holy moite in my case. Moite was one dress that I've had that it took me a while to finally build up the courage to alter it because it was moite, and for me it was like the elite tier of Lolita. Once you got a moite dress, you were set, you were, god level, you were there with mana. With that, the only thing you have to worry about is if you really are thinking about reselling it, then that's alterations and changing the dress becomes a factor in your decision making. So I'm going to talk about the steps of alterations and what things to keep in mind when you're getting your dress altered. The first thing you gotta do when you're going to alter your dress is find a seamstress. Now this could be yourself or someone that you have to find out in the community. So if you're doing it yourself, just make sure you're at a level enough to seamstress to match. Especially if it's a brand dress, you don't want to have a very sloppy addition to the dress or an X away and ruin the quality of the dress. So make sure you find a high quality seamstress. Now you could ask your local community or your little community if they have any dresses where they get their altered, and that they would probably be the best suggestions. If you're in a community where they don't, then you've got to resort to friends' recommendations or online reviews. I would be careful with online reviews because I know when I moved and I had to find a new alteration lady, the reviews said they hemmed my pants perfectly. Well, hemming pants is not that hard. So when you alter dresses, you have to remember, you really have to think, is altering it cost effective? As in, am I going to wear this dress the same amount that I'm going to spend on altering it, or would it be easier to sell it? For example, I got a Baroque dress, the silver dress, and I wanted to change the lace. It didn't fit correctly. The lace was just horrible. It had no belt loops. It had no lacing in the back, and I really it was ill-fitting and just looked horrible, and I did not enjoy it one bit. And I thought, well, maybe I can get it taken in, and I can get the lace taken out, and I can do all this stuff. And I realized at the end I probably wouldn't wear the dress enough to justify it, even with all those changes, just because the cut was just not right at all, and it would have to be really taken apart. And I just decided to sell it because it would not, the value of getting it fixed and the amount of times I would wear it and enjoy wearing it, to me did not level out in a way that was good enough to bother with it. What I usually do, especially when I'm trying someone new, is I give them a tester outfit, so one that I don't care about as much, like a Taobao dress, and then from there, then I can see if I judge them correctly. For example, this was my Infanta blouse, and this sleeve here, this top one, was impossible to get even on my arm because it was so tight, and this band was also excruciatingly tight and just impossible to wear comfortably. That's an important thing. When you're wearing these dresses and you want to get them altered, you're getting them altered, that way you feel better wearing them. If any dress you don't feel awesome wearing, then you need to get it altered or sell it, because it's just going to bring down your self-esteem. You're going to be worried about that and not the dress every time you wear it. So like I said, this was my tester item, and I tried this place out and I realized I did not like them because they actually sewed the the elastic crooked and also upside down. Or they twisted it. So when they sewed it with a twist in it, which is just annoying and kind of sloppy since that was it. So I know never to go back to this place again, and I didn't have to get a brand dress, ruined doing that. I'm gonna just kind of list some alterations I have with dresses in the past and kind of show you what I usually do with them. Most of my Adelaide Petal and my Moitié dresses I had to get altered because I am 5'6", so about 170 centimeters, and these dresses were made for people who were much smaller than me. This is one by Adelaide Petal, and as you see, it has this kind of bust hem that's in fact very small. It just goes from here to here. So this line cut in the middle of my bust, which looks very unflattering, so I just got additions added here. As you see, I got lace to match it fairly well, which took me a little while to find, but I didn't find matching lace. And the good things about this alteration is I can get it just fixed back like that, and it's not going to cause an issue. Another alteration I got was this one, which was Moitié. This is the one that took me forever. This is actually my dream dress. Do you see it? This is the dress I dreamt about. I know to most people it looks very dull, but it was just awesome to me. And this one I got altered because it was just too short. I felt very conscious wearing it, that it was just really short, so I got the sleeves length in about, I guess 3 inches. Just black to match. I couldn't do that, but I just got it to match, and that was it, and then it could be very easily just take it down, but I'm never selling you. If you're a sweet Lolita, or you're having more dresses with waist ties, I know a lot of sweeter prints have waist ties, and I'm trying to think, do most of my dresses don't have those thick waist ties. Most people remove them anyway, and if you're trying to get the straps lengthened, then you can actually just use those for it. I know Innocent World and a few other brands are actually adding length to the straps to begin with, but a lot of classic and gothic brands don't have that as an option right now, or probably ever. So that's just something you kind of have to muddle through and just get them lengthened if that's something that you find a flaw with your dresses. This one I had to get fixed because it really just didn't fit at all. It wasn't a minor change. This was from a little indie brand from Spain called Narcissist, and it's very pretty, but they did not really ask for that many measurements. They just asked for a bust and a waist measurement, and not a shoulder measurement and a round the arm measurement. So there was a lot of these extra measurements which they should have asked for, but they didn't, and because they didn't, they made them too small. So it was really hard to lift up my arm in this dress. So because I really liked it, and this dress was something I really liked, they put a triangle. I don't know if you can see, but right here starts the triangle and it goes down past into the armpit. And that triangle, it is a different fabric. The black is slightly off, but it's underneath my arm so no one's going to see it. And I wear this dress, this blouse, so much, so it's very cost effective just to go ahead and get it done. The next reason people would alter their dresses is, they don't like it anymore. It's okay to not like a dress anymore and just decide to make it into a pillow if you really wanted to. Go ahead and do that. A lot of the stuff I got changed with mine personally was adding lace or subtracting lace because I just didn't enjoy that. And here are my examples of that. This was an Ichigo 15 dress. It had this nice lace. See that nice lace? That did not come with the dress. The dress was advertised with this pretty white lace, and when I ordered it from Taobao, the seller said how that lace was done, and they had this other lace, and I said okay, but the other lace was not as pretty as at all. So I had that fixed, and it was also much bigger than my size. So even if I had waist ties, it still looked very frumpy. So I had her take it in a bit. Also, this neck part was very big and it was loose, so she added just a little snap tie here, just to kind of fix that. I basically ripped out the old lace and I found the lace online that I wanted and just gave her the lace. And she fixed the lace, and it was fine, happy, and I wear this a lot with my pretty lace that I think has a pink tint to it because I washed it with red clothes. And then finally, the last thing I had altered was because I needed it. I just added some lace to it. This was the leaf dress, and I think I did talk about this before at one point. I don't know what it is with some brands, especially Leaf and Baroque, they don't add any, they have shirring, but they don't add any lacing, and because the size range from one to the other is so big, it makes it really annoying for me who have to go like, I have to go a size up for the bust, but the waist is still the other size. So I finally broke down and got the lacing put in here for that, and eventually I'm going to put some ribbon through, and that is just what I found online. And the last part, since I was getting that done, I figured I would add just some lace at the bottom just to give it a kind of more elegant look. And this is just lace I found on Taobao, since let's face it, most lace comes from China now, so just find it online and get it. When you do buy stuff from Taobao, be really careful with the measurements. I tried to pick up similar lace before, and it actually ended up being this big instead of, you know, super tiny. I do actually need to add little belt loops off to the side just to hold that ribbon that came with it, but I think I'll be fine. Yeah, even if you wanted to like change your jumper skirt into a skirt by itself, or change, or you know, get two dresses and sew them together because it's Mary Magdalene and nothing fits if you're over an 80 bust or something, then go do that. Who cares? It's your dress. Do whatever you want with them. That being said, have you ever gotten your dress altered in any way or shape or form or anything like that? I'd love to hear your stories about alterations, if they're good or bad. Do you have to get your straps lengthened on anything by Adelaide Petal? Because oh my, you have to be so short. I was so happy my new dress fit, but the C one, this one fits badly on me. This little bust area, you see this is how big your bust is if you're an Adelaide Petal person. So I'm actually going to get this part taken out, and the leaf dress was my tester. It was my testing to see if I liked it, and so far I can tell I like it. I'm going to wear it for a whole day just to make sure. I would also say, especially for dream pieces, I don't get people who sometimes have like their dream dress and they're like, I bought it but it doesn't fit, so I'm going to sell it. I'm like, that was your dream dress. Why are you selling it? Like, alter it, make it fit. You dreamed about this dress. You were willing to give up a chunk of your savings for that dress, and if that is not true, then it's just a wish list dress and not a dream dress. If you like this and chats like this about fashion, then please subscribe to my channel. I do talk about fashion as well as tea and writing, so if any of those interest you, then please click below and watch my other videos. Until next time, bye bye.